Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the podcast. Just want to preface this episode by introducing a guest that we have on today. This is Lewis, me and Manny's friends from high school. Me and Lewis have been together for like the past 4 years because we live very close to each other and we've been having fun just doing shit in the real world. But since Manny's been gone and he only just got back now, we've all been hanging out together just like old times. And Lewis just happened to passively mention that he watched Donnie Darko, and I was like, you know what, might as well come on the podcast if you've already seen one of the movies. I kind of intended for him to come on at some point, so it felt like now was the time. I hope you guys enjoy. This is like the first real guest episode that we're doing, and I hopefully want to do a lot more. I want to just have excuses to talk to my friends about movies. So hope you guys enjoy, and I don't have anything else to say. Bye-bye.
I'm really liking the short hair.
Yeah, how long
It's,
have you had that?
it, I go 2 weeks now. It's very like when I don't have short hair, like my head's scratchy, and then I gotta worry about how I look.
Yeah.
Like this, I just wake up.
Yeah. It's easier that way.
I don't know. It makes me look a little more hard.
Yeah. Yeah. It makes you look like you shaved your head to, I don't know.
Intimidate people.
Yeah.
You got your Folgers in your cup. What's in your cup?
No, I just got tea. What's Folgers? What's in your cup?
It's a coffee brand.
Oh.
Kratom.
Oh. Is that coffee?
No, it's
Oh, was it?
something that helps me talk to people.
Okay. I smoked weed like 2 days ago and I was like, oh, hopefully the high will stay, but it's completely gone now.
Who'd you smoke with?
Everyone from work. I was going insane, Lewis. I was rolling on the floor. I was like, ah.
Like a good insane or
It was embarrassing, but I was having a good time. Everyone was like, "Oh, Allie, you're fucking zooted," and I'm like, I remember it all. It was very vivid. I was with Richard.
Were you at someone's house? Or?
No, it was like outside of work. Like everybody was like, "Oh, we're gonna smoke," and I'm like, "Can I smoke?" And they're like, "Yeah, of course." I'm like, "Yay!"
Was this after the shift?
Yeah, this was after the shift.
Okay.
We were standing there for like an hour, and oh man, when Omar's
Were you
high,
like
it's funny.
So it wasn't like last time where you were having a terrible time though.
It's been such a long time since I smoked like before 2 days ago that it was kind of like that first time where I was like losing my mind and I was like, no. So it was pretty, it was a lot.
Yeah,
I wasn't as anxious because I knew what was coming, but still.
I would never be able to smoke with people at work.
Yeah.
Like I have to do it with people like I 100% like trust or I'll lose it.
Yeah. I don't
I'll
know.
be like,
They're like basically the only people I talk to. So
Julian, stop looking at me like
that. When I do it, it lasts like a whole day. It's amazing. I go to sleep and I wake up and I'm like, I'm still feeling it. And then everyone's like, when I tell people that, they're like, no, you're not. That's not how it works. And I'm like, yeah, it's happening to me. I don't know.
Yeah, when I did it, I guess that they did last like whole day where like I would do it at like 8, like maybe 6 p.m. and then it'd like fade at like 8 a.m.
Yeah. Man, Jake was asking me like if he wanted to smoke anytime, and when I smoke, like I am dysfunctional. Like I can't do anything. I can't work on anything. It sucks.
Yeah, I don't think Jake would enjoy smoking with you.
Yeah, probably not. What does Jake like to do when he smokes?
Just chill.
Oh no, not me. Not me. I like to go crazy. Yeah. I can't even watch like movies.
He's like, I'm always over his house, like, and he's always smoking with people. I'm just there chilling, so it's whatever.
Yeah. So whatever.
Sometimes it gets to a point where like they're really loaded out. Like no one's talking. Like they're just in their own zone, just like
Yeah.
feeling it. And I'm like, all right,
Hello?
Hello, Manny.
Manny.
Oh, it defaulted Manny to like the second spot on the screen, his place in the hierarchy. Hello.
What's up, guys?
Did you just wake up? Hello. This is a very odd time for us. It's so early in the morning. You can see the sun in the back.
Why did you guys decide to do it now?
Because I have work in the afternoon, and tomorrow, we were going to do it like tomorrow afternoon. Sunday, like nights are usually when we do it, but I'm doing something tomorrow, and I don't know how long that thing is going to last. So, I could only squeeze it in today, because it's supposed to come out like this Friday. So it's pretty fitting because it's like October 1st and like all the fucking anime is coming out, and it's like Halloween season, and we're talking about Halloween shit. So it all lines up pretty well. And Lewis is on this episode because Lewis randomly was like, I watched Donnie Darko blah, 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 when we went to go get drinks, and I was like, well, I don't want to waste this opportunity. He already watched one of the movies. Might as well hop on and talk about the rest. So, hello.
Right.
Yesterday was pretty like he gave me something to do yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like I usually wake up and I have nothing. And I'm like,
yeah, I was like,
what
watch
to do
Nope
today?
and Sound of Metal. That must have taken a long time. Two big ass movies. I watched everything like yesterday. Like I just finished Nope like 10 minutes ago for the second time.
Oh, yeah, you had to watch Donnie Darko too.
Yeah, we watched it. We all watched it. That's what we're going to talk about.
No, I'm saying like yesterday you watched all three.
Yes, I watched Donnie Darko yesterday morning when my high was like at its peak, and I was like, "Oh no!" So,
That's a terrible one to watch.
I know. I wasn't expecting it to be like one of those movies, but when it started out and Jake Gyllenhaal was just like on the floor, and he like woke up and rode his bike, I'm like, "Oh fuck, this is gonna fuck me up." So. That was quite the experience. And then Sound of Metal was last night, right before I went to bed, and it was like such a depressing movie, and I'm literally sitting there like, fuck, like right before I go to sleep. And then Nope was this morning, and I was just like, huh. So that was my reaction to like all three of them. But yeah. I feel like usually me and Manny talk about like news or like anything important, like if the fucking queen died like right before, but I don't think anything happened in the past. It's been a while since the last episode, but
2 weeks.
yeah,
2 weeks. Rock got shot at a Waffle House.
I feel like I've heard that name before. That's a rapper, right?
Yeah. It was like probably like a week ago.
Oh, that's enough time since the last one, as long as it's mildly important.
All the Florida flooding shit.
Oh,
hurricanes in Florida.
Yeah,
is
it looks bad.
I haven't seen any like videos or anything. Is it like dangerous? Like, like houses getting destroyed, like movie level?
Yeah, dude. They're saying like a lot of this stuff's not gonna get fixed for years, and you're gonna have to move.
Oh shit, that's so scary. I have family in Florida. That's scary.
I was planning on moving to Florida. Now I'm second guessing.
That's pretty funny, man.
Well, I think that might. I don't know any other news.
Well, I'll watch the videos after the fact and be like, "Oh no!" But is it like Hurricane Katrina 2? Like, is it like that level?
My experiences with
it looks very bad. I don't know.
It looks very bad.
My experiences with hurricanes was like always like, all right, there's blizzards, there's tornadoes, and then there's little storms like hurricanes. Like I know hurricanes can be bad, but like I've never seen them that way. Like a little wind and rain.
Yeah, it's very scary. There's some videos online, unrelated to like the big ones that we know about, just random ones where like houses are getting destroyed and like people are dying, and I'm like, oh god, it's like a movie. So hopefully the footage is not like that.
Puerto Rico, because Puerto Rico is like an island, and they got hit.
Recently?
on an island. You don't have anywhere to go. Florida, you
know.
can be like, all right, I'm going to Tennessee or something.
Fuck. That's scary as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd hate to live in a place like that.
Like an
I can
island.
never live in a place that's like prone to like natural disasters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, we up here we get like they haven't been bad like
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
recent years, but
Mhm.
we can get bad ones.
I always
That
get
we
really
can, but,
scared
like,
at how close we
I'm
are
not
to
even
water.
talking about. I'm not even talking about just about hurricanes, just like tornadoes, earthquakes, and shit like that. I just can't. I just can't do it.
What would you do if you saw a tornado
Earthquakes are the
outside?
ones that would scare me. Like if I was in an earthquake, I'd be like, please, please.
Lewis would be one of those streamers like sitting there and then like everything starts shaking and instead of running away he's just like, you know what, fuck it. I just like, where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna go?
Well, in an earthquake, actually no, that's tornadoes. You're supposed to go in your basement. Never mind. I'd be fucked in an earthquake. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, it would cave in on you.
Mhm.
Yeah, but just for context for anybody watching, Lewis is our friend from high school, and Lewis has been here in Brockton with me like this whole time while Manny has been away on the Navy, and then Manny's back, so now we're all back and hanging out and stuff. Hence why Lewis is on this episode talking about movies with us. Yeah, when I wanted to do a podcast initially, it was with Lewis before I did it with Manny. And Lewis was like, Allie, I don't want to talk about movies every single time. And I'm like, well, Lewis, that's all I want to do. So that's why it never happened with us.
I think we started off with like a terrible movie, and I was like, wow, this sucks. And we were like in your house and we watched it together.
Oh, yeah.
It was some like,
I
was like,
we were trying to watch it ironically and do like a commentary to it. And then it didn't work out. And then
it
I
was
was
a
like,
little forced in my part. Like,
yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay. You gotta at least try. Gotta at least make the attempt. That's what matters. So, I don't really know if there's anything else like worthy of talking about before we just get into the movies. Since we're, I guess, on like somewhat of a little limited time, we could just get right into it. But all like the new anime shit dropped today. Did you see the Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 teaser thing, Manny? I mean, it's not like a trailer, but
No.
it was like a poster.
Oh, I saw the poster.
Yeah.
Yeah, the poster looks sick.
Yeah, poster looks sick as fuck. I'm not even a big Jujutsu Kaisen fan, but that shit, I was like, oh my god. And it's gonna run for like half the year, so it's gonna be like 2 seasons like back to back. That was like the announcement. But besides that, there was a bunch of new trailers. There was the Bleach trailer, but all that shit's coming out in like a week. So yeah, it's literally October 1st. Like half of that stuff is dropping today. Did you?
What are you excited for the most?
You said Chainsaw Man earlier when I asked that question, like the last episode.
Yeah, I think Chainsaw.
Me,
all the hype. It's finally time to go. You know.
Yeah, it's finally time.
It's been hype for so long. It's finally time.
I know. Fucking.
It could go either way, to be honest.
It could go
because
either way.
it could just be a shitty My Hero character.
We'll see. I think I don't think the show is going to like be proportionate to the hype no matter how good it is. I don't think it's like possible. It's hard to explain, but we'll see when it drops. What are you hyped for, Lewis? Are you going to be watching anything besides Chainsaw Man?
Mob Psycho.
Yeah. I haven't watched season 2. Got to get around to that. I'm excited for Urusei Yatsura. That's the one I'm looking forward to. But yeah.
I'm looking forward to all of them and Spy Family as well.
Did that come out today? I think that literally dropped today.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. All right. I'm going to be hopping on this shit.
And Bleach.
Yeah. Bleach is going to be running for an entire year. It's going to be on some Dragon Ball Super shit. I wonder how that's going to be. Did you see the trailer?
Have to keep up. No. Yes, I did.
Okay. It looks good.
It does.
Yeah.
I have high hopes for all these shows coming out.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
hope they do well.
I hope so too. Did you watch anything else, either of you? We usually just talk about like what we've watched besides like the movies since last time.
I mentioned I watched No Country for Old Men, but
Mhm.
I also watched Blade Runner 1949.
2049.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
2049. Yeah,
Have you seen the first one?
I have not.
Oh, okay.
Should
Interesting.
I have watched the first one?
I mean,
Yeah.
you're the one to answer that question. Did you feel lost while watching 2049? Did you enjoy it?
No.
Okay.
I assumed it was just like every post-apocalypse type, like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, we got robots
Yeah.
and you can have sex with robots, so now you have no meaning for life.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Yeah, but there's some context from the first one that plays into the second one. Did you feel like you could follow everything, like you weren't missing anything?
Tell me what I missed, because I don't know. It seemed like a solid movie to me.
Okay. Well, if you enjoyed that one, then I recommend the first one.
They had like a thing in like the beginning of the screen where it's like, all right, this is what
Right.
type of theme this we're in right now. So
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah. I think I watched the first one before I saw it for the first time, but yeah, you don't really need to know. That's good. Did you like it?
solid.
It was solid, yeah. Yeah. I liked it more than the first one. We talked about that on the podcast.
I liked
Look.
I liked how his girlfriend wasn't real, and I liked thinking about like
Mm-hmm.
how I would feel. Like, could I fall in love with her? And I would be like, yeah, I probably would fall in love in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Then you have a digital girlfriend that you can't touch, and then you drop her on the street and be like, no, Elizabeth, I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you said you liked the second one more?
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah.
I gave the second one a 9 and gave the first one a 7. Yeah. Go listen to those conversations.
I'll have to watch should I watch the first one?
Yes, you should. It's classic.
I think so. You can just get the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Get the whole experience.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Then watch the Shinichiro Watanabe animated short. The guy who did Cowboy Bebop did they talk about the blackout where like the power went out, and he like did like a little animated like 10-minute thing like explaining how that happened, and it was fucking awesome. And Manny didn't watch it, and it makes me sad. It was so good. But we'll talk about it one day. I guess that's really it. I watched like the first 4 episodes of the Lord of the Rings show, and Manny hasn't seen Lord of the Rings yet, but you've watched the Lord of the Rings show.
Dude, that's I've been watching the show, and like the Lord of the Rings is my favorite like trilogy out of all of them out there. Like, it's my favorite.
It's up there for me as well. But since I've seen the show, do you want to like talk about it for like half a second, like spoiler free? I watched the first 4 episodes, so like, I haven't seen all of it, but what do you think of it?
Most of the show, other than the main stuff that you're supposed to like be focusing on.
What would you consider the main stuff you're supposed to be focusing on? Because my current verdict is that 4
the main
episodes
character.
in, Galadriel, the elf girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't give a shit either.
I don't care about anything she's doing. It's extremely boring to me. Whenever it turns to her, I'm like,
yeah. The whole selling point of her is like, that's the one from the movies, so fuck with her because she's the one character that you know from the movies. And I'm just like, okay. I feel like
and I love her. She's in the movie. She's really cool to me. Like she's like a mystical kind of cool character. And here I
just don't.
I have a hard time
getting behind it,
like liking her in the slightest.
I'm not a fan of giving badass, like awesome characters that are like really cool in the context of their story because they're like OD, like God level, giving them backstories and explaining how they got to that point because it usually just makes them not as cool. Like, yeah. And that kind of feels like what this entire show is. It feels like they're just doing the same story as the movies, but just retreading it in like a fan servicey prequel kind of thing, you know? It's like Star Wars, but it came before. It's like The Force Awakens, like the new Star Wars movie, but instead of being a sequel, it's like this is what it was like before, and it's kind of the same thing. And you know,
I like
that's lame.
I like the new stuff they add in the show. Like the other elf character. He's a cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
He
There's two elf characters.
The black one.
Guy. Okay.
The black one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's like
people
the only
mad. People were mad that black people were in this show.
That's not the issue at all. The issue is that it's
Well, that's just what my mom was telling me. She was like, I was reading reviews and they're all complaining that it was black people.
Yeah, because there's no black people in the original.
In the original one.
Yeah, but he's like the only new character. All the other characters are like retreads of like fucking other people. Like you got the two little hobbits, and they're like Frodo and Sam, but now they're girls. And it's like they can be girls, but can they be someone else? Why do I have to get Frodo and Sam again? And then there's that elf and that dwarf that are just like Legolas and Gimli, you know?
Yeah. I like the dwarf. The elf is kind of he's whatever.
I know. It just feels
Dwarves
like
are just cool because they got rocks and minerals. And
I know.
They got stuff. He's kind of just like, give me your mineral.
Yeah.
But the girls, the hobbits, I kind of just like we don't even know who that wizard is yet.
Yeah. It's probably Gandalf.
Probably.
I'm not gonna be happy if it's Gandalf.
Really?
Really, yeah. Because that's what I'm saying. I don't like when you give backstory on like cool characters, you know. Gandalf.
It could be the wizard from the Hobbit too.
There's a wizard in the Hobbit that's not Gandalf?
Yeah, there's 3 wizards. There was Saruman, there's Gandalf, and then there's another wizard that like talks to animals in the Hobbit.
I haven't seen the Hobbit movies in a while.
And then in the books, there's also like 2 other blue wizards that we just know nothing about. Yeah.
So hopefully it's one of them. not one character that I like.
It's either Gandalf or the one from the Hobbit. And either or is, I mean, you're not gonna like the outcome.
Are you gonna like the outcome? Are you into the idea of it being Gandalf?
Yeah.
Yeah? You don't care?
Yeah. I think the overpoweredness of Gandalf came within the trilogy. Like he was like a regular wizard, and then like they explain how he became the white wizard in the.
I understand. I guess in my perspective, like they don't show other wizards in the movies, and so Gandalf is like when they do fight, he is the most powerful one. So them kind of like explaining that in a backstory kind of takes away the mysticism, because I'm just like, damn, this random ass old man is kicking fucking ass in the movies, and I just never really wanted to know how that came to be because he was just so cool, and I could just fill in the blanks, you know.
It'd be Saruman. Maybe he started off as a gray wizard too.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, well that's all we really need to say about Lord of the Rings. It's not over, but as of now, it is very mid in my book. But that's the only thing I'm watching. There's so many other shows.
I don't know how well I did with spoilers right there, but
I wasn't.
No, it's okay. We didn't really talk about anything. Don't worry. There's nothing really to spoil about the show because nothing happens in it.
Because it's extreme. The episode before the one that just came out this week, I looked to my mom and I was like, nothing happened in this episode. This was terrible.
So, you know how people are saying like this show is like $1 gazillion, like 5 billion trillion.
Yeah.
So what I learned is that because I've been asking everybody, like, does it, before I watched it, I was like, does it look like $5 billion? And everyone's been saying, yeah. And I was like, interesting reaction. I watched it. The visual effects look good, but they don't look like well integrated with like the live action shit. Like it does look like a green screen. The shit on the green screen looks great, but it still looks like they're on a green screen, like kind of every single time. So it's really weird. It's like 50% good, 50% bad. But the reason why it looks like that is because the $50 gazillion are spread out between a 5-season commitment that they're making. So it's like a gazillion dollars, but over the course of like 5 seasons. So they're gonna keep making it even if people don't like it for like 5 seasons to see if it catches on. And then if it doesn't, then Amazon will, I think everything's riding on this. I think Amazon was like, we're probably gonna stop making things if this doesn't work. I think they said something along those lines, which is really funny.
Maybe they I very much doubt I'm gonna last 5 seasons, but
I'm not gonna watch the rest of it unless people like say there's anything worth seeing, which so far there isn't. So, but everyone at work likes it, and that makes me happy. I'm glad they enjoy it. But that's all I really got to say about the Lord of the Rings show. I watched the Pinocchio movies. I watched the Pauly Shore Pinocchio. Fucking funny. You have to watch it, Lewis. It's really good.
is that the one where he's
like-
sounds like
gay.
a little flamboyant?
Yeah. He's like,
yeah.
when can I go out on my own? Have you seen that, Manny? Have you seen the Pauly Shore Pinocchio? It's like this direct to like TV movie of like Pinocchio where the English dub is like ass. Okay. It's really funny. Okay. I watched that recently, as well as
I don't know if you edit clips into this, but you should just edit that into this part.
I could show
That'd
it.
be funny.
Yeah. But we can get into the movies now. Thank you for sitting through that Lord of the Rings bit. I just wanted to talk about that really quickly. I guess we can start with I guess we can start with Nope, since that's the one that I feel like everybody's iffy on. So I saw this movie like when it came out, like when I was in Canada, and when I saw it then, I was like, I don't know. And I watched it this morning, just now, and now I am a lot more sure on the fact that I still don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. It does not click with me. I think there's something there, and I see it, but what it is, it's just not like hitting the part of my brain that I want it to.
What aren't you sure about it?
I'm not sure if the tone is like I don't know. You start, Manny. You start, and then I'll branch off of what you say.
I saw this movie like 3 days ago, and I was very excited to see it because it's Jordan Peele, and all of his other movies really hit. And because of that, I had high expectations to watch this one.
Yeah,
and I guess that's what kind of fucked it up for me. Is I had super high expectations. Especially because I just rewatched Get Out and Us, and I still really enjoyed it on a rewatch. So I was really excited to watch this. But it just didn't hit as well as the other ones for me.
Yeah, it's
the
very
premise.
different.
The premise and the trailers really got me excited. I saw like the monkey and the alien shit, and I thought it was gonna be really cool. Like something crazy is gonna happen, but I just think the whole enemy or villain of the movie wasn't really as interesting as I thought. And I thought the whole monkey thing would play more of a part. Cause I thought it was gonna be like monkeys on the running the spaceship. I thought it was gonna be cool as shit.
That would have been so anime.
I thought that was gonna be super cool, but it wasn't. And it was just like it looked like a cowboy hat, and it was just like eating people. And I just didn't find that as interesting as I thought it would be. So that immediately didn't click with me. But
it's a really tough pill to swallow. This is like a really weird movie, and it does take itself like pretty seriously the whole time.
Yeah.
It does take itself serious.
Yeah, and I think if it ever clicks with you, it's cool, but it's wacky, and you got to kind of suspend your disbelief and not laugh at it like at all. You have to kind of take it all at face value, and that's what's hard for me to do, because that's what I'm unsure of. Because there are times where I'm like, this is cool. Like there are parts where I'm like, oh, I get what this is going for, and what it's trying to do is like resonating with me. And then there are other parts where I'm just kind of out of it, and sometimes that's very situational. That's why like the first time I saw it, I really made an effort not to like tell anyone the movie was bad, because I didn't really feel that way, and I still don't really feel that way. But I can confidently say that like as of now, it doesn't hit, and like I don't feel it.
the movie, I think, is shot really well, and just
Yeah.
the saucer, flying through the clouds.
I know. It looks sick.
It looks so dope.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when it's at night and the whole thing with the cloud not moving, I thought that was so cool. Like
Yeah.
there's just hiding in plain sight, kind of. But
The premise, the premise is like a very hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
Like
Goofy.
in terms of like, it's at first not like you think it's just like aliens, but it's a creature itself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But when you're in the movie, and then it's really well made in terms of like how they stitch it all together, in my opinion, because like the Asian guy's backstory, like at first I was like, what is this here for? Like, is this just comedic relief? But then you realize like his interaction with the monkey is why he does the show with the aliens, because he felt that he was kind of able to tame the monkey in his childhood.
Right.
So in terms, he tried to kind of tame the alien, and the alien didn't want to be tamed. So that's why he would like eat all the people that like looked into his eyes. But then you realize the black guy who was like able to like tame the horses, and he like made the realization, hey, don't look him in his eyes. He was like the one that was really able to tame him,
right,
in that way.
Man, I never even drew that connection. Wow, it's really cool. Yeah. See, that's the thing where I was saying like some of the stuff just like did not click. Like some of the things I just wasn't getting. Some parts I was just like, why is this here? There are like two sides to this movie where like half of it is about like the people feeling like they're not being respected in like the film industry and like the workplaces that they're in, and then half of it is like a fun UFO horror movie, and like the bridge between those, it feels like they're two very separate things, and you have to be clicking with both of them at the same time, even though they might not have like the most graceful like overlap. And it just felt like I was watching like two different movies. I would click with like the commentary, and then when the UFO part came, I was like, okay, I don't dislike this, but how are these like linking together? And I do believe it's there. I don't know.
Yeah, I drew the major connections with the movie, but when it just came down to it and like the final like climax of the movie, I just didn't find it interesting enough to keep myself involved for like the 2 hour time. And so by the end of the movie, I was kind of already burnt out.
Yeah.
And when the saucer like kind of like fully revealed itself, it looked less cool than how it looked when it was like flying through the clouds and shit.
Really? Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that's how I felt.
Oh, you mean like its ultimate form?
Yeah, its anime transformation. Yeah. Use its ultimate move. It looked like a fucking legendary Pokemon. It was like, I'm going to attack with fucking solar flare.
One thing I realized is like it did that move where like it just gets bigger and like easier to hit in control, where like it looks more powerful, but it's just like a big blob in the sky, and it's not really, it didn't even attack in that form. Like in its smaller saucer form, it was fast and it could like suck you up really quickly. This one, it was just like looking at you.
Yeah. I wonder.
Its final form was so weird. It was so weird. It was like that green shit was coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked very alien.
But don't get me wrong, when it came and sucked all those people up, I thought that shit was crazy. But shortly after, when we find out that it's just like it itself is a monster, that's when it kind of just didn't sit well with me.
Yeah, that's what I think a lot of people, because I was talking about it with someone at work who didn't see it, and he was like, are there aliens inside of it? And I'm like, no. It's like an animal itself. Like, that's the twist. And he's like, that's fucking stupid. And I think that's like the turning point for a lot of people. It's like, do you think that's cool or do you think that's lame?
Yeah.
It definitely is. I think it's a cool concept.
It's different.
But it's very hard to like capitalize on that concept.
Yeah, I do respect it because it is unique, and I've never seen something like that.
Yeah.
So I give props for its creativity.
But maybe it would have been better if it was an anime. and you saw the ultimate form in animation style.
I feel like I can
It would be
always.
cool if it was monkeys.
If it was monkeys.
And that monkey at the start was one of its like people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you just want to watch Planet of the Apes at that point.
I do love Planet of the Apes.
Maybe like the monkeys suck up the humans and start like talking English, like speaking English.
Yeah.
Like they're like, you know that monkey who got killed on set? Like, what happened?
That was my son. His name was Gordy, and you guys were racist to Gordy.
The Asian guy gets fucked up. He's like, I know that monkey. I loved it. Yeah, bro. Don't get me wrong. Like, I do give credit to Jordan Peele for his creativity, because I've never seen something like this.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and there's definitely a lot that I know like I don't fully get. Like maybe I'm like pulling at straws here, but I think like maybe the alien was supposed to be somewhat of an analogy for like film itself, like because those little tendrils that it had, like they have the same texture as like film reels and stuff, and like them killing it at the end is almost like winning against the things that were oppressing them like throughout all of their generations and stuff. Like they're not respected by the industry, and it's like, hey, we finally fucking did it, fuck you, bitch. And they kill like the big film monster and capture him on film. I don't know, maybe that's like not exactly what it is, but that's kind of what I was thinking during it. So there's like a lot of shit that like I just don't really understand, and I don't really have the time or like the willpower to like sit and try to understand. I want to though. I want
like
it to click.
After they died, like his dad died, I felt like they didn't even care about the movie industry anymore. Like they were just like, the brother was like, I'm just doing this because this is all I know. And this is what my dad set up for us. And this is our business. And then the sister was like, yeah, I don't care about this anymore. I'm doing my own thing. And you got the horses.
Yeah. I understand that. I think the beginning translated to me like he was frustrated and like sitting there like not really putting like his all into it, because like nobody like really respects him there, and nobody is really like giving him the attention that he deserves. So he's just kind of like, I'm really uncomfortable. I'm trying to do my thing for my dad, but like no one respects me or my dad or like what we do. So let me not like try to make a bigger deal out of this than it is for like the other people there. That's how like that beginning bit was. And I feel like the entire movie is like, I feel like he is really dedicated to like his whole dad thing, because that's like the whole movie, like him, like, what do you call it? Like it's like getting a horse, but like the horse is like the alien jean jacket, and that's like the whole thing. And the whole bit with the final shot of him like on the horse and the dust settles like after they take the picture is supposed to be like the same as like the beginning shot where it shows like the dude riding the horse on like the first piece of film. So
I knew
it's
that was
supposed to
coming.
be like,
I did like that shot.
That was really cool. And like the music that was playing, I was like, yeah, even though I don't like fully understand like everything behind it. But yeah, very, very odd movie. But the only reason I told you to watch it was because I thought that maybe you would like it. But I also was like, Manny's got to see the fucking Akira slide. When they did that shit, I was like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Oh, yeah. I did. Yeah, I noticed that.
I wrote a note in my notes.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I noticed it instantly.
Yeah.
It was dope.
Me too.
I watched Akira this year.
Yeah. When?
A couple months ago.
Oh, shit. Nice.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did too. Wow. We need to talk about it again, because
I didn't even notice that, but now that you brought it up, that's so dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did it fully, like the camera angle and
the
all.
camera angle, like it was 100% intentional, like the way she like did the thing. And
now Kiki Palmer definitely did not do the Akira.
it was Jordan Peele. You know, he made that shot. But
wait, he said
no. Wait. She was the one on the motorcycle.
Yeah, she was the one on the motorcycle. Yeah.
No, but like she had a stunt double.
No, it was her. It was definitely her. You saw her.
Way.
You saw her face and everything.
That's easy to edit in. You think?
Interesting. Okay, watch the clip again. You'll see.
I'm very surprised. I believe you at this point, but
I don't know. It seemed like it to me. Maybe
it might not have been her.
there
yeah.
was dust. There was dust.
I don't
There was
think that's an
purposefully
easy thing to
dust
do.
in the way, so like
Yeah.
she could like quickly like switch her
I
body.
Yeah, I don't think it was her. Because honestly, Ali, if I told you like do the Akira slide, you like fuck up like 100 times.
That
Maybe
takes
they
years
practice
of
it.
practice.
Like you'll get hurt, like you fly off the bike,
Yeah.
and she probably wasn't doing it. Yeah,
Maybe.
probably wasn't.
She was
Maybe.
probably my
It's
favorite
cool as shit.
part of the movie.
Yeah.
It's really cool if it's her.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw Jordan Peele. I saw an article. He said like he got inspiration from Akira and shit. So
That's interesting. For like the whole movie?
no. He said, well, he was supposed to make a live action Akira apparently. And
A lot of people were supposed to make a live action Akira.
yeah,
It keeps
I guess he
switching.
was one of them. And he
He said no. I'm not gonna fuck up my career by doing that.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
career suicide. To
Yeah.
be honest.
Anybody who's made like a live action anime thing, they're gone. They like fell off the face of the earth.
Akira would need like a massive budget.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be good even if it had like the most massivest budget ever. But
I think when you just go on and say like try to remake something people already like, you're just setting yourself up for failure.
you are very much. Especially when it's animated. People are not gonna fucking like that no matter what. But yeah, I guess we don't really have anything else to say about Nope. I guess we all felt nope about it. It sucks that like none of us like really clicked with it because the unanimous opinion seems to be like, well, not unanimous. There are a lot of people that feel the way we feel, but a lot of people are like, this fucking rocks, and I'm like,
I see a lot of masterpieces being thrown around.
oh, okay.
In this movie, the black guy dies first.
Does he? Oh,
Again.
Yeah.
Again, a classic horror movie.
Yeah.
Damn.
I guess so. Maybe that's part of the
I didn't
point.
make that connection.
I did not make that connection either. Yeah. I did make the connection that like Keith David is like a really iconic like black actor from like the 80s and stuff. So him being like the dad, I felt like there was a lot of purpose behind that. And I thought that was really cool because it's about like the lineage of like filmmakers and like black people in the industry. And you got Keith David as like this like iconic character getting like killed off in the beginning. I feel like that was representative of like what the rest of the movie was going for. Like these black people trying to overturn this grand epic antagonist. But yeah. So how would the Jordan Peele movies rank for you?
In order of release.
Gotcha.
Like Get Out, Us, and this.
Interesting.
I haven't seen Us yet. I've only seen Get Out.
Yeah. When I saw Us, I gave it a 4 out of 10. I did not enjoy it that much, but I think if I rewatched it, I wouldn't give it that low now. But yeah, I don't know. I think
I like that.
Liked Us. Yeah, I think a lot of people weren't very fond of that movie, but I feel like I have a better grasp of what that movie was going for than what this one was, you know?
Mm-hmm.
This is like a 3 for you, huh?
Oh, for me?
Yeah. What would you?
Oh no, I didn't think it was like the worst thing ever. It just there's a difference between like something that I know is like fine and like I don't really click with versus something that I think is bad. Something that I think is bad is like worthy of a 3 or like a 4. Something that I am like, this is just not for me. I'm not gonna like give it a low rating just because like it didn't click with me. I have to like actually be like, this sucks and here's why it sucks. And I can't really do that with this movie. I'm just like, I don't know. So when I say I don't know, I either give it like a 5 or a 6, and it's somewhere in that realm for me. That's how we usually do it. We give ratings at the end, and it's like a 5 or a 6 for me. I gave it a 6 before, and I think I'm still gonna give it a 6 because there are a lot of things that I do like. But yeah, man, it's just not there.
I'm gonna give it a 5.
You're gonna give it a 5. Do you want to give it a rating,
6.
Lewis?
Give it a 6.
6 out of 10. Yeah. All right. Well, that was Nope. Not Nope.
Nope.
Yeah. Did you like the part in the movie when he said nope? When he like gets out of the car and he's like, nope.
He said it twice in the
Yeah,
movie,
he
right?
did say it twice. Yeah.
Same with the costume monkey guys. Then
Yeah.
that part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought it was cool.
I thought it was cool when he said it too. Yeah, I like how black everybody was. I liked Kiki Palmer's vibe. She was like, "This nigga brought a non fucking electronic camera. Let's fucking go." I like that. Did you like that character, the electronic
He was
camera
my
guy?
favorite. Oh, yeah, I liked him.
Mhm.
Kiki was my favorite like character. She was like my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah,
Was Kiki Palmer's character.
I really
Yeah.
liked all the main characters. I liked Angel. I liked Kiki.
And it was good.
Hmm. They were all fun. Yeah, but that's Nope. I guess the next one we can talk about is, let's do Sound of Metal. Oh, you want it? Okay, good. Sound of Metal. I watched this last night, and oh my god, this broke me. This movie made me so sad. Yeah, I've known about this movie like ever since it came out, but I'm glad I finally watched it because damn, it was good. I wish I watched it with headphones, but yeah. Did you watch it with headphones, Lewis?
No, I watched it on the TV.
Okay.
This was definitely my favorite one out of the three.
Mm-hmm.
It was like because I just relate to like sad people that have no purpose. So
yeah. Despite this, like the premise of this movie, I did relate to it a lot, even though it's not like a 1-to-1 with like anything that I go through health wise. Yeah. But Manny recommended this one from the last episode. What did you think, Manny?
I thought it was really powerful.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I knew I read the synopsis before I watched the film, and I thought it was gonna run way different because I just read a quick synopsis that said drummer loses his hearing, and now his life goes on a downward spiral. And when I read that, I thought he's gonna turn to like crime, but good thing it didn't because this is way better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought this was super powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And the acting is like A1.
It is. Yeah.
And I think it was really well done. And I really like sympathize with the character. And I think like start to finish, it was like really good.
Mm-hmm. Like no low points. I was invested the whole time. I was fucking with it. I was like sad every part they wanted me to be sad and happy every part they wanted me to be happy. It reminded me a lot. It connects to a lot of the things that like we've watched before. First off, I literally wrote in my notes when he got the attachment. I'm like, oh my god, it's Cyberpunk. He's like,
oh my god, I said that too, bro. I said that too.
It's like Cyberpunk. He looks like Cyberpunk with the fucking things on his back of his head. Yep. And like thematically, it's like the same thing. It's like trying to like rise up despite the fucking thing. Yeah.
He looks. I thought that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the same guy from Nightcrawler as well.
Yes, yeah. It's the same guy from Nightcrawler. We're having like a good old Nightcrawler episode. We got Jake Gyllenhaal and we got fucking Riz Ahmed. Yeah. It's that, and it's it reminded me a lot of like Wind Rises, kind of. It's not exactly the same, but it's about someone that like wants to create something, but they also have like a girlfriend, and their desire to like do their art is like getting in the way of like their love for their girlfriend. So it reminded me a lot of that as well. Also like Kiki's, because it's just like such a quiet movie where like people are just hanging out and just like sitting down thinking, and yeah, it connected with like a lot of the movies that we've already watched, so it fits in that like in that lineage like so gracefully. But yeah, I mean, where do you even start? All the deaf people in the movie, like that whole like deaf community, I don't remember his name, Joe or something. That guy was great. He was fucking awesome. He was so good.
I know. That last part they had when he's like, "You gotta go."
Yeah. I was like,
that was some good.
Oh, I'm surprised I didn't cry right there.
Yeah.
Like, if I was going to cry at a movie, it's like scenes like those, and like when he finally walks away from the conversation, and you just see like the old man like sitting there, like
yeah,
like Yeah, I genuinely thought the actor himself was like emotional.
Yeah.
And
I think he was about to cry.
yeah.
Mm. We were talking about that on the last episode, like what kind of movies like make you cry and stuff, and this one definitely like had me so close, like so many times.
Very.
Like in the beginning was like when I was most susceptible to it, like when he first lost it and he's like arguing with his girlfriend. He's like, "I'm fucking deaf. I can't fucking hear you," and it's like, oh my god. Yeah.
The way like the sound just goes out at the very beginning. That's like so scary.
Yeah, I know.
Where it was like gone.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that kind of freaked me out because when I was in the Navy, a lot of people that did my job in the Navy like lose their hearing over time. Just working on like jets and shit.
Yeah.
It's super loud, and I always thought about that throughout my whole Navy career. And just seeing this movie, like it's like so scary, bro.
I know.
You know? Every day at work, I had to wear like double hearing protection.
Oh wow.
I just imagine if I didn't, you know. It was,
yeah.
Scary.
I think about that like while I'm watching a movie. I'm watching a movie right now, and if I was deaf or if I was blind or something, I wouldn't be able to like watch this anymore. Like that like fucks with me like so hard.
Yeah.
Like I even just from like listening to music, like I would get like tinnitus and stuff, and I would hear ringing in my ears. And my dad is like, he's like a DJ and stuff, and he's half deaf. Like he can't hear out of like one side of his ear. So that like, oh, it like fucks with me like so much. Makes me like really scared.
Yeah, that's scary. And just the way the MC just acted throughout the whole movie, like the way he portrayed the role is just, he sold it so well.
Yeah,
you can just see that like the frustration, and it's like totally understandable. And when it all comes full circle by the end, like you feel so good. You feel happy for him.
Yeah.
I honestly, at the end of the movie where it just like everything goes silent, I was very happy you got to that part. But I was like,
yeah, I was.
Are you gonna go back to the place? Like I was hoping like he kind of like makes up like with everyone, but like that just never happened. I was like, I felt like part of me was missing, which might have been like what they were trying to have happen to you in the movie.
Yeah. I think a lot of that stuff, I knew the movie was gonna end like that. I knew they weren't gonna like actually resolute with his girlfriend, actually give resolution with like that stuff, because I think in real life, that stuff can be like very hazy, and I think what the movie's trying to say is like you might make the mistakes that like push those people away or like ruin those connections in your life, and you just have to like move on and deal the hand that you're dealt. So maybe he does go back at some point, or maybe he tries to stay with his girlfriend, and maybe like none of that shit works, and it's like the saddest ending ever. But they're like, you know what? Are we gonna focus on that shit, or are we gonna try and focus on the part that we want people to like understand walking out of this experience, where it's like things are gonna be better? So like maybe all that stuff goes bad, but like deep down, maybe he's like, all right, I'm good, because he like sat still, and he's like, like it's fine, you know. Like, yeah, it's such like a Studio Ghibli ending. Like it's so it goes so hard.
It reminded me of Memories of Murder, the ending. I love endings like that where it's just like the actor just like sitting down, just staring off. And while it's happening, this movie, I was saying in my head, I was like, end it.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna end when he was listening to the girl sing the French thing. I'm like, oh, this is when it's gonna end. Like it's gonna cut to credits like right now. I'm like, oh, there's like a whole like 10 minutes left, I guess. And then it was like, oh, okay, now we do it. Yeah, it could have ended before, and it would have had like the same amount of effect for me. But one thing I will say, when he like took off the things, I was like, oh, you can do that. I didn't think you could do that. I was like, oh, it's like, I was like, okay.
You can put them right back on too.
Yeah. So,
but
I was like,
honestly, I think I would just
I would never
keep them off. Yeah, I wouldn't use
throw them away.
Yeah, I don't think that shit's not meant for like you to live in a city.
Yeah,
like that's like some countryside, like you live alone kind of thing.
Yeah,
not to hear like everything in the street.
Right.
I can't even imagine. I can't imagine for real.
I know. It's
this sound in that
scene,
movie.
Oh my god, that scene where he's getting them like adjusted, and she's like, "How does this sound?" He's like, this fucking ass. Like, can you picture it? Like,
yeah.
I was so
like,
sad.
I was
it
really
was so
sad.
sad, bro. I was like, oh my god.
Because like you knew even at that moment that it
It's
was
not
gonna stay terrible and
Yeah.
nothing was gonna happen.
He's like, can you adjust it? Like, she's like, how about this? Like,
And I
I
kind of got mad at like the people that like told him about it because you're not gonna tell them that it doesn't sound
I
like
was thinking that the whole
actual
time.
ears.
But at the same time, it's like he doesn't have his hearing. So how can you like? I guess you can say it like with words, but like, how do you communicate that to someone that like really wants the hearing back? Maybe if they said it to him, maybe he still would have been like, I don't give a fuck. But
yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he would have did that.
Yeah.
The doctor was like, "We can give you your hearing back, 100%."
Well, the doctor's trying to make some bread.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but yeah, I didn't think it was gonna sound like that, but it makes sense. It's like there's no way they can just completely like bring your shit back. And like she said, like you're like it's like tricking your brain into hearing. That in itself is insane.
That's like scary as fuck. Like, you know,
that's cyberpunk.
That is, it's literally cyberpunk. Like it's exactly the same thing. Like, like thematically.
How did they figure that out?
Cyberpunk? Like human beings?
How did they figure that shit out? Like that's
they clearly didn't, because it doesn't fucking work.
Yeah, no,
it works to some extent.
Yeah, it does work to some extent. I know.
Like who? Like modern medicine is insane. Like who and how the fuck did you like figure that out?
Yeah, I know.
Shouts out to him.
I assume it's kind of just like our veins and like our nerves are just wires, and then you kind of just like
hook it up. I know, but to know all that, like to know which one does which, and like how clear it'll sound, like that's maybe it is just that simple, but the way it affects us is so grand because it's our brain too, you know.
You cannot make this like simple. There's no way. Like even if it's like nerves linking up and shit, it's still like.
Well, I feel like that's why it sucks, because people did try to make it simple, and then like.
Yeah, it's a lot more complex than that.
We don't understand the brain even like today. Like we know like 2% of the brain.
I know, and they fucked around with it. They finagled it so he could get his hearing back. Yeah,
but that scene was very powerful.
The music and the sound. This movie, in terms of like, there was lots of scenes. I would say like at least like 65% of the movie, it was either unclear noise or silence, and it's a lot better than a lot of movies with full volume and like a lot of talking and dialogue. And they did it very well, where like they would just either like cut it off or like it would suddenly go muffled. It was very well choreographed.
I'm glad the entire movie wasn't mute.
Parts where, I'll say this real quick. The parts where like you would hear from his perspective, and then like you would hear like normally, it's like a breath of fresh air. Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
it's like damn, like you kind of get used to his muffledness, and then you go back to the normal. You're like damn.
You're like, thank God I'm not deaf.
Yeah, it's so scary to think that something so normal, that like shapes your entire life, can be taken away so easily, and like. Everything, because just like Wind Rises, where like, you know, he's like, I have to create, like this is what I was born to do. It's like, what's he gonna do now? Like that was his thing, like music and stuff, and it's not easy to just say no to that or to stop. It's like almost impossible. So yeah, it's really scary.
It's just something you don't really think about. Something so normal just being taken away.
Yeah.
There's a lot of themes in movies where it's like, yo, never give up on your dreams. And I feel like that has been like beaten.
Yeah.
And then this movie is like, yo, you have to give up on your dream.
Yeah.
Like you have no choice.
I know.
And I like movies that take that turn, because it's like,
because that's life.
Like that's very hard to do. Like you can't always do that and have the movie be good, because then you just end up like, oh, okay.
Yeah, because real life is not like that.
Yeah, I think the major theme of this movie, like moving on, is shown really well. Because even when he gets his hearing back and goes back to his girl, like he can clearly see like he doesn't like fit in her life
I
anymore.
know. She's
He
like,
doesn't
she's
fit the
so moved
crowd.
on. She doesn't care.
She moved on. Like she got her eyebrows like fixed.
Yeah. The
She looks way different.
the last scene where he's like, I forget what he said, but he was like, "You saved my life." Da, 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 da. Like that's the shit someone says when it's like they're never gonna see you again, or like you know,
yeah. Like, yeah, you know he's leaving.
Yeah,
He's like, he knows. They know.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can just tell like he felt uncomfortable at the party.
Mm-hmm. He didn't want to be there. And shit. Yeah,
and he's talking about, yo, we gotta get back on the road. We gotta make music, blah, blah, blah. And she's just there, like,
yeah. She's like,
you know, and I guess they shared that last moment, and he's going back to thing. And I thought that was really well done. Yeah. Then him rather just coming home and just like, I'm back. Let's go.
Yeah.
I think it's the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else?
It's a very simple story, but it's very effective, and it's done like so well.
They just executed well. Mm-hmm. That's all we ask from these movies.
That's all I ask for. That's all I fucking ask for. Just be executed well.
Good execution. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I also like the theme in the middle of the movie where he came up like in this area that I'm in, like life just passes you by, and like he didn't like really accept that yet, like with the kids and stuff, where like you feel good with the kids. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I felt what he was feeling in that moment, where like I was like, I would rather still be a drummer, rather than hanging with these kids.
Yeah, you feel him in that moment. It's like, bro, I was a fucking drummer. I was going crazy.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to sit around here like and be a nobody. You know what I mean? Like you totally feel him. But
I probably would have did the same exact thing as him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing too. I would have like gotten all the implants and shit.
It's like the ending was good. Like that should have happened.
Yeah.
Like you gotta go through
all that
and like make the wrong choices and everything.
Yeah, because you're not really gonna learn if someone just sits there and like says it to you and stuff. Yeah, but I love the like writing and sitting part, and I love how that is like something that they use like for the whole movie, and that's like basically the ending where he like actually sits down like for the first time.
I know. Oh man, that was so dope. That was such a good, like the last like 3-4 minutes was so fire.
Yeah. I know.
He's just like, fuck this shit.
Yeah.
I liked how angry he was throughout the whole movie.
Yeah.
That was enjoyable. Seeing him flip out.
I know. His anger, whenever like his happiness like would come through, it just made it even more depressing because like you knew it didn't last. You knew it was gonna like circle back somehow. And like that's the thing where like his anger doesn't just affect the girlfriend. It also affects like the people that he like met in the deaf place. Like the girl that got the tattoo on her back, like when he left, that almost made me cry because like she didn't cry, she didn't like sulk or make a sad face, but she was upset that like he was leaving, and she knew like, yeah, bro, he's gonna be gone, like pretty soon, and that made me very, very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also love the title of the movie as well.
Yeah.
Because you would think it's like about like the metal as a metal music, but it can also be like the metal in his fucking cyberpunk brain now.
Yeah. Fuck, dude.
That's such a cool title.
Yeah. Yeah. Holy shit.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Plus, like the sound of metal, like the bell going off at the end. And it's kind of sounded like the drums.
Yeah.
Like, not like the drums itself, but you know the thing.
Right.
Or when he was tapping on the slide with the kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
I didn't even think about that either.
That's when I really was like, oh, this is why like this is the title. This is
Yeah, it's like,
that's what I thought.
Oh my
it's like
god.
the sound of metal is vibrations now.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
That's
Damn.
sick. I didn't even
That's
realize
so
that. Fuck. Yeah, I feel like
once he put the things on, I was like, that's the sound of metal. Like I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, that's dope.
It's kind of both. Like you compare and contrast it. Like this is like that lifestyle, and this is the other one that he was trying to go for.
Yeah.
Like,
and
it's the metal music, the metal ear, the vibration.
Right. And which one did he enjoy the most? It was obviously the metal music, but he enjoyed the tapping on the slide just as much as that, right? Versus this. And it's like
the original sound of metal gave him a new sound of metal. Now he has to make a new sound of metal.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's so good. Crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Also, another thing, his whole addiction thing. I realized this after I watched the movie, when Joe was like, when you stop becoming an addict? He was like, 4 years ago. And he's like, when did you meet your girl? 4 years ago. And I kind of like connect that, like him, like
his girl
was kind of his new addiction.
Yeah.
And then by the end, when Joe's like he was like, hey, you sound like an addict right now. When he said that, I was like, damn.
Fuck, yeah, I know.
That's a good point. Yeah, it really was. We can really get attached to people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was, man, Joe did so well.
I know, he was so good.
He did so.
That's probably the only reason, like, I was like kind of like agreeing with him to leave. I was like, yeah, you got to go back to your girl. Because like when she left, I was like, you better not fucking cheat on him. Because like I thought that was gonna happen. Like because they left and she was like, you gotta wait for me. So I was like, oh, she's gonna cheat on him.
Yeah, that's right. She's not with. They don't wait. Yeah, I kind of I didn't like the way she left. Not as in like the movie did it wrong. Like her as a character, she was just like, while he's like begging and pleading, she's just like getting in the car, like like trying to get away from him. I was like, that's so fucked up. And you can see like he's so addicted that he doesn't even realize like she's like not even trying to like. I don't feel like she's giving it her all. You know what I mean? But he's still like so addicted to her that he's kind of like blinded. Yeah. But it all came full circle.
You think she just like wanted to like leave him there in the orphanage rather than she like cared about him?
I think she cared about him and she left.
I think she did. I think she just kind of left too abruptly.
She knew that her staying there wasn't helping at all. She knew that he wouldn't go to the place if she stayed. She was like, I'm leaving so that you can go. And you need to do this or else like what we have is not going to work. Like you need to be okay with the fact that you're deaf. And he's like, no, we can do this. And she's like, no, bro.
She even gave him like a I love you, like goodbye. Like,
bro, he was saying I love you. And then like she didn't say it or give him like a kiss. I did feel that. Huh? No, I was saying he was saying it to her.
Yeah.
And I think she did say it, but it wasn't as like heartfelt as like his. Yeah. She like got in the car like really quickly.
Well, she would have to write it.
She said it too. He can read her lips like as she's walking out.
Yeah. To some extent.
Yeah.
And the whole thing about him being an addict, I feel like that's brought up as well to kind of like scare the viewer that he might resort back to that because of like this new like problem he has.
Yeah.
And I was kind of thinking about that the whole time watching. I was like, oh, he might do that shit again. Just like he's so fucked up.
Yeah.
But he did it. So that's good on him.
Yeah. Really scary movie. Really, these are like the things that scare me the most. This is the true horror movie. This is the stuff that fucks me up.
Yeah.
The realities of life that I don't want to admit. The conversations that movies have about like wanting to like pursue your passion and wanting to like do what you want to do with your life versus like the people that you love and those things like clashing together like in some way or another. Those are all like the movies that I like resonate with the most. I love stuff about like that pursuit and how it like clashes with each other. And this movie is one of the best in that regard. I really, really enjoyed it. Yeah. I think I don't think I have anything else to say. Do you have anything? Yeah. I'm gonna give Sound of Metal a 9 out of 10. I really like it. Nice. Do you have a rating, Lewis?
9, yeah.
Yay. Okay.
Very well done.
Very well done. One of my faves. Gonna revisit it. Did you see the cover for like the Criterion Blu-ray that they have? You should look it up like when you get the chance, because it's fucking awesome. It looks great.
Look at it right now.
Yeah, check it out right. What a
movie.
What a movie.
That shit was really good.
Yeah. Really excited.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if like the person who made this movie is like deaf or something, because it feels like that's so integral. It feels so personal. I don't know.
They probably had deaf people on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, the guy
on the team.
all the actors who were deaf were actually deaf. Like the white guy, he was actually deaf. Yeah.
Joe?
Mm-hmm. I believe so. Even though he could talk. I think he's one of those people that like had hearing and then lost it.
Yeah.
I did suspect that. At least the kids I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I suspect that with all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the cover. It is very nice.
Like I think when they were doing like the drum part, like I feel like that was like a real life like experience that they actually had.
Mm-hmm.
Like that he like was able to teach the kids how to drum.
Mm-hmm. I loved I just love his look, like Riz Ahmed's look. He has a very distinct like face and like style and like body structure. Like when he was sitting there with like both the drumsticks, I'm like, dude, he looks so cool. He looks like a One Piece character. Like,
who did they say he looks like at the beginning of the movie? The like charismatic guy. He you don't remember who they said?
No. Did they say a celebrity?
Yeah, they said a celebrity, and I was like, yeah, I get that.
Johnny Depp.
But no, his name's not coming to my head, and I don't think it will.
Okay,
so.
Gotcha.
I'll say one more thing. I like the opening and ending scenes of the movie are just like super like very different. Like how the beginning is like him playing, and then the end is silent. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
dude, I love those scenes where he's just staring off into the distance, slamming his guitar.
Yeah.
What a movie! One of the best ones.
This is like one of those movies where I'm like, it's such a good movie and has such a good message. This is what like Christian movies like should be like. But like, you know, Christian movies are like notoriously bad and they have terrible messages.
I like that part where he was like, the church will provide funding, and he's like, we are not religious, we fucking hate religion. It's like, it's not about religion, it's about people. That was really good. Me and Manny will talk about Last Temptation of Christ or Prince of Egypt one of these days.
Oh, dude, I would like to be on that episode. That would be cool.
We need the context. We need all that stuff because there's a lot of lore that I'm missing out on.
Also, Silence.
Yeah. Have you heard of Silence, Manny?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got to watch that. I haven't seen it yet, but Lewis has. So, yeah. Okay. I guess now it's time for the last one, Donnie Darko. This was my recommendation. And when did you watch it, Lewis?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Okay. That's very interesting. What motivated you to watch it?
I made a TikTok with a bunch of like you know, those movies where it's like the male that's like trying to be like kind of like an alpha or like a sigma type character.
Right.
And I made a post that was like, oh, if you watch these, you don't have a girlfriend. And it ran up some good numbers on TikTok. So.
Nice. And one of them was Donnie Darko, but you had not seen it, or you were watching it?
I had not seen it, so I was like, oh, this is like one of the movies that I like to watch, so I'll give it a try.
Gotcha. Yeah, and we went out for drinks on Tuesday. Today is like Sunday, and you were like you said that you didn't enjoy it. Do you feel the same way about it now? Because I watched it, and I will say I was very high, but even if I wasn't high, I think I would still enjoy it.
I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, and I think going into it, that's why I didn't enjoy it as much. Like I didn't see it as those other movies like American Psycho or Fight Club, and that's kind of the context that they were putting that movie into.
Oh, I see.
And then so going into it, I was kind of expecting something like that, and this was more of like a
Stoner
psychological thriller type movie, almost like horror, in a sense. So I think if I went into that movie with that, I would probably have a different mentality on it.
Right.
But it wasn't a terrible movie. I just didn't like it compared to the movies that I thought it was going to be like.
Yeah. What did you think, Manny?
Super interesting. Super try hard.
Yeah, I know. Were you expecting it to be as try hard as it was?
No.
Bro, when I
thought it was gonna be spooky.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be spooky. But that's why I recommended it, because I'm like, it's spooky, but it's like it has more to it. When Lewis like said he didn't like it, and then you were like, I gotta let it sit for a while. I was like, let's fucking go. I was like, let's go. And I sat down and I was like tripping balls, like watching this the whole time. I'm like, dude, I had a great experience with it. But tell me what you think. Keep going.
Yeah. Yeah. Super try hard. I had to fucking up the attention I was giving it.
Yeah. Right? Me too.
These are one of the movies where I have to go like read about it after or watch videos.
Right. I was very tempted. I want to give myself the time to like let me marinate over this, but immediately after I was like, dude, I don't know if I'm gonna have this like decoded by the time I get on the call. Because it's a hard movie. Yeah, it's a lot.
And damn, it's so confusing. I think it was good, and this like gave me nostalgia, like those early 2000 teen movies.
I love the early 2000 like teen movies. I love the way they look, the grainy likeness of it all. It reminded me a lot of the fucking Matrix, like the plot. Like kind of like the main character is like, is this real? Am I in the real world? Like type beat, and the fucking whatchamacallit, and just the way it looked. Like I love that early 2000s type shit. Battle Royale. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
This is like Jake Gyllenhaal's like this is like the thing that made him popular. You know? This was like basically his first like big movie. And fucking Maggie Gyllenhaal is in it. Batman's girlfriend in Dark Knight. Yeah. When I saw her, I was like, oh shit.
I don't know what to start, dude.
Where do you start? It's insane. I love the I don't know what the word is, ethos, like the idea behind this movie and like what they're going for. Like it's about like a dude that is so, they say it in the movie, they like directly say like that Frank is like a representation of his anxieties about life and like being afraid that like nothing's going to go well and like everything's destined to like fail and stuff. Like I have those anxieties very much, especially when I was in high school, about like there's no point, like why even bother? And this is like a really complicated, this entire movie is basically that feeling encapsulated. Like that's like what it's trying to communicate, and it's trying to explain that in the best way that it can in like an artistic way, and it works very well for me in that sense. Yeah, it's very perfect blue-y. I don't know if you felt that way, but
yeah, it's kind of perfect blue-y.
Yeah. I was like, hey, let's go. I was like, yes sir. It's so good.
Yeah. I wasn't prepared for another perfect blue.
Me
this is more
either.
like fucking. This is more like Paprika.
It's more like Paprika. I don't know. I don't know. It's got the blues, you know. It's got like the dark, moody, nighttime blue aesthetic. It's got someone who's like not.
Never mind. It's more like Perfect Blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen Perfect Blue, Lewis?
No.
Okay, you'd love it.
I'll give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. Once the bunny started talking to this guy, I was fuck.
Here we go. Here we go again. Shit.
Because that's the shit that freaks me out.
Mm-hmm.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
Like the way he was like, come here, Donnie. Come here.
Donnie, the world.
I thought he was like a schizophrenic the whole time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit freaks me out.
Yeah.
And the bunny freaked me out as well. But other than that, the movie is very hard to grasp. And I do think it takes multiple viewings. I think
the premise of the movie is just in the last 5 minutes, right? Like that's where so they talk about like time travel and like wormholes and like how you like through your mind and your psychology you can like time travel.
Mm-hmm.
And then he does all this stuff like that like happens in real life other than like the plane thing hitting his house. And then he has a choice like when the wormhole at the end of the movie actually opens up to go in and everything either doesn't happen and he dies sacrificing himself in the wormhole, or everything does happen like his girlfriend dies, the pedophile guy is like exposed. So you have like a bunch of like good and bad things that happened in the movie, and then in like the last minute of the movie like he has like a choice whether or not to actually have that stuff be true.
Yeah, I understood the choice, but even like the bunny itself, I was kind of confused on how the bunny played a role in like, because you think he's like schizophrenic, right? You think the bunny is derived from his schizophrenia.
I know. And by the end, you don't really know whether any of that happened or not. At least I'm not entirely sure.
Those are like wormholes, right? Like I would assume he's like seeing the things that he's seeing are like him glancing into the wormhole.
Right.
That's what I got from it.
Like the things coming out of his like out of people's chests and stuff. Like that's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
but like the movie's commentary was like the way the exposition was saying like this is there regardless of you. Like this is always there. So was that like his schizophrenia? Because sometimes like I be thinking that too. Like in my normal life, I'm like, my path, I can see my future, I know I'm gonna go there. Like I be feeling that way sometimes. So was that like just like that's what I mean? Like was it his schizophrenia or was it like a real wormhole? You know, was he just going through like one crazy high the whole time? Was it real by the end? That's why I like it so much.
It does give you a choice whether to like think about it yourself, whether it was like a wormhole or like he was just crazy.
And for me, there's really no answer, and that's what makes it so interesting. It could be both. You know?
But the weird thing is like if it's not real, and because like at the end of the movie he does die. And he dies in the past.
Right.
So if all the stuff that he was experiencing was real,
right,
but he died, how did the stuff like after that he was experiencing even happen if he died right there?
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's like the number one question when it comes to these like time travel things. They don't really take that into account, but that's like
it's like a time loop premise, I think. Like that's what the whole like I think it's kind of like Steins Gate had a little bit to do with that in like some portions of it. Like you can like kind of go back and like you can be stuck in a loop or something. It's almost like a genjutsu where like Itachi puts him in that like loop where he's like repeating it forever and ever.
Wow. Yeah. And I think like the way I interpret it, whether it's like real or not, or whether it like makes sense. Like I remember like when the plane thing fell on him, the way it was presented was so like elegant and like happy. Like the music and like I think he like smiles like right before the fucking thing like falls on him. I don't remember exactly, but it's almost like all the pain and suffering that he goes through throughout this entire movie. It's like, it's over because like I don't have to deal with this because I'm dead. And like I don't have to worry about any of this stuff. The movie talks about like loneliness and shit like a lot in the beginning, and how the main character feels lonely. That's like a running like part of his character throughout. And I think in the ending, I think that's kind of the feeling that it's trying to convey in its final moment, when like the family's like so sad that he died, and this cycle of pain like just never ends. Like whether he time travels or not, there's literally nothing he can do about it. Either he dies or either a bunch of bad shit happens. And then the kids like in that final moment, like even though everyone's been alone and sad and depressed and like going through all this tough shit, these kids that like don't know this mom just like wave to her, and then she, like for no reason she waves back. And I love when they cut back to the kid and the other kids just like for no reason just like waving. And it's so, it clicks with me so much because like that's what you want from life. You just want to connect with people, even if there's no good reason for you to connect with people, even if you have nothing in common, even if you don't care. And that's kind of what makes me very anxious and makes me very depressed when I think about those things. And I'm like, well, I don't really have a lot of people to talk to, and I don't really have a good reason to talk to people, and I'm lonely, and then everything sucks as a result of being alone. And then that final moment is just like, no, it's okay. Like, you know, these two random people waved at each other. There is kind of hope. That's at least like the feeling that I felt like that moment was supposed to give. But it doesn't invalidate what the rest of the movie is like saying when it comes to like the whole there's no hope, everything sucks, everything is fucked kind of vibe. Yeah, I rambled a little bit there, but yeah.
Yeah. Why does Frank, the bunny guy, have so much to do? Like, I understand, like, he kills Frank, but, like, why is Frank the one, like, leading his schizophrenia? Is it just because he killed him? Or, is the bunny, like, just a bigger, like, part of the story? You know what I mean?
The bunny was the one that was basically just kind of like the countdown to like when he like had the choice.
Yeah, and that's like the countdown itself, I think, is like a representation of like the anxiety that he feels. Like the bunny is supposed to be like, the fact that the bunny actually was real, like in the future, and it was like a real person, is supposed to be like, dude, this is inevitable. Like, I am inevitable. Like this bad thing that's going to happen, your girlfriend getting run over, you having to kill me, all this fucked up shit. Like there's nothing you can do to stop it. Like get ready. And that's how he feels. And that's why he's able to like see those things, because he's feeling those things. That's at least what I felt like it represented, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, really cool. It's so cool. Like I really like this movie. The bunny is sick as fuck. It looks awesome.
Bro, when he took off the bunny mask, I was like, oh shit, who is it? Asian guy?
Yeah.
Asian guy?
Did you think it was gonna be a character that we already like knew?
I thought it was gonna be like some like monster or something. I don't know. I thought it was gonna be like a bunny under a bunny.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah. I know. It being a human like scared me even more. It's like, what the fuck? Like, this is grounded in reality to some extent, where it's not a monster. I'm like, yeah. So you said on the last episode,
when you see him, you're just like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. When we talked on the last episode, I was like, oh, it's Halloween, so I'm gonna recommend spooky movies. I'm gonna recommend spooky shit, and you're like, I don't like spooky, Ellie. I don't like horror movies. And I'm like, okay, well, Donnie Darko hopefully will be like something a little bit out of left field. So would you consider this a horror movie?
Nah, I consider this like
sci-fi thriller.
Like a psychological thriller,
Mhm.
almost like I haven't seen The Shining, but that's what People
Yeah.
say it's not really like a horror per se. It's more like it's
Yeah, I
like
think this is like a psychological sci-fi.
Yeah. This stuff scares me more than average horror stuff, though. So that's why I like loop it in with the horror category, because this is like the only shit that I'm like, like, no, please. Like, I literally like, it fucks me up. Stuff like this.
reality is scarier than fiction.
Yes, exactly. And I like movies that are fictional but a reflection of reality in a way that clicks with me a lot, and that's what this movie really does. Yeah, there's a lot of great shit in it.
Did you see The Barbarian recently? Sorry to get off topic.
No, it's okay. I did see Barbarian.
My mom was like, I went to see it in the movie theaters, and it was the scariest thing I ever saw.
Have you heard of Barbarian, Manny?
No.
Okay, I watched it recently. I think I'm the only one here that saw it. I didn't like it, and I wouldn't recommend it.
It wasn't scary, was it?
Not in the way that this is. No, not by my standards. It's not the type of movie that scares me. This is like a psychological thriller. Barbarian is like a horror movie, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm like the only one that I know that doesn't enjoy that movie. But I feel like if Manny watched it, he'd hate it too.
I probably would. No, I don't like horror.
Yeah. But I'm glad that you enjoyed this. I'm glad that you fucked with it. I loved the soundtrack. I love the music. I was like driving, listening to the music like at work, and I was like, no.
It was weird to me. It was so weird.
Yeah, the soundtrack.
It was very like, it was almost like religious.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
It was like,
what is this?
Giving me a weird feeling on the inside.
Yeah. There were a lot of like choir sequences.
That Familiar Faces song, I didn't know it came from this. Or
the fucking Gears of War song. I don't know if you guys associated with that, but everyone's heard that song. And when I found out it came from this, I had like a Leonardo DiCaprio like, oh no, this is yeah.
I had that a lot with Kill Bill as well. When I heard like when I see the references, I think I had like a reaction. But this one, when I heard that song is like so like I see it in so many memes.
That's so interesting. It's really crazy that it came from this movie. This movie was the start of that song. It was the start of Jake Gyllenhaal. It's so cool. It's a really cool movie. It's one of those things that's popular enough that it like made other things popular by proxy. Like the song is now like its own entity, regardless of the movie, which like doesn't happen all the time. You know, sometimes people will always associate a song with a movie, but I always associated that song with the Gears of War trailer that came out. If you look up like top video game trailers, that's like gonna be the one that pops up, and it like plays this song throughout the whole thing, and that's how I've known about it this whole time. But and it really fit the ending, like just the tone of the song and like what it was saying. So pessimistic. This movie is like so sad. That's such like a sad view on life.
I think that's probably what I didn't like about it the most, was it was like overly sad, but I didn't like connect to it at all.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, I feel you.
But again, not terrible. Just not my favorite out of the three.
Yeah, gotcha.
Well,
yeah,
that's Donnie Darko.
That's Donnie Darko. I mean, I don't even really know what else there is to say. It's a really dense movie.
Nightcrawler was better.
Nightcrawler was better. I like this more than Nightcrawler.
I like this more than Nightcrawler.
Yeah. When did you see Nightcrawler? We talked about it recently.
A few weeks ago. Again, I've been just watching.
Oh wow.
Movies. So you know, maybe invite me more.
That's so funny that you watched Nightcrawler. We watched Nightcrawler on the same time that we talked about Kill Bill. But I definitely like this more than Nightcrawler. I feel like this one has so much more going on and it clicks with me a lot more. I guess maybe that's all I gotta say. I wish I had more, but it's too dense and it's too much. It's too much for my small little brain. I can't give like a full YouTube analysis on it. I have to just accept the fact that This is all I can really say. I loved the girlfriend character. I love the role that she played. I love his fit that he wears at the end. On Halloween, like if I ever go to like a Halloween party, I'm gonna wear that shit. The skeleton outfit and the jacket. I was like, ooh, that shit is so fire. That fit. He wore like the skeleton, like he wore like a shirt that had skeleton and like pants that had like a skeleton thing on it, and like a gray jacket. And I was like, oh my god. I thought that was so cool. It, like mixed like the depressed, like shitty loser vibe with the weird mystical vibe that the movie was going for very well. I loved it. I don't really know. I don't have anything else to say, but I think I'm going to give Donnie Darko a 9 out of 10 as well.
Wow.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I know. I fucking loved it, dude. Like I really, really liked it. I think this is because I love that 2000s aesthetic. I love what it's doing. I love it's very Perfect Blue-esque for me, man. I don't feel like it's too different from that experience. So 9 out of 10. Yeah. One of my faves. Sleeper for me. Glad I watched it.
I'm gonna give it like a good 7, like a high 7.
Gotcha.
I thought it was really well.
Yeah. Do you think this is one of those movies that you might like even more on a rewatch? On like multiple rewatches? Or do you think it'll always stay at this like...
I think it's going to stay at a 7.
Gotcha.
Because I think it is Perfect Blue-esque, but I don't think, for me personally, I didn't think it reached the heights of Perfect Blue.
Gotcha. Yeah. The ending was just so strong for me. Go ahead.
Give it a 4.5.
Out of 10.
10.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. That's it. Those are all the movies. So now, I guess it's just, what do you want to do for the next one? You got a recommendation?
I got, because my HBO is ending, I'm going to watch an HBO movie. I'll pick Whiplash.
Nice.
Oh, nice. That's a good one. I don't know if I'm in this or not, but that's okay if I'm not. I have to watch that as well anyway. Yeah. So
have you seen Whiplash?
Yeah.
Okay. It's good. Watch it. I've seen Whiplash and I am excited to watch it again. Yeah, so Whiplash, and then we usually do 3, so I'm going to recommend 2 for the next one. I'm going to recommend Tetsuo, the Iron Man. I'm trying to keep it spooky, but I'm trying to recommend something that's, try hard enough. So Tetsuo, the Iron Man. It's an old movie. I think it's like 1960, 1970, black and white. It's only 70 minutes long, so that's a short one. And then the next one I'm going to recommend is Batman versus Dracula. That's my second recommendation. And that's on HBO Max as well. So you can check that out there. I've never seen it, and I'm very excited to watch it because I really like that version of Batman. So that's it. That's an episode. I think we got it, boys.
Batman what?
Batman versus Dracula.
Okay.
More Batman.
I'm always good with some Batman.
Yes, me too. All right. So I guess that's it. I don't really think there's anything else to talk about. Did you see the Rurouni Kenshin trailer? Okay. Well, I guess there's an anime coming out on that. They're doing like a new, like a re-release of like the Berserk movie that has like, I think like one extra scene in it. And it's going to be on Crunchyroll, I think maybe today or like soon, like this month. So that's like another like major thing. But besides that, I don't really think there's anything else. I think that's a wrap, boys. I think that's all we got. Okay. That's it. Lewis, thank you so much for coming along. I appreciate it.
No problem. Good to be here.
Yay. Okay. All right. That's it. What are you guys doing for the rest of the day?
Is this like, are you cutting this part out?
Yeah, I'm cutting this part out. This is the
end. All right, though.
I don't know if I got anything going on today.
DoorDash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next Saturday, there's gonna be a cookout at my house. if you guys want to come by.
Oh, I would
Oh,
love to do
yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
I'll send you guys. I'll send you guys the address
Okay.
and tell you what time it starts.
Gotcha. I'm gonna try to go to that.
That
October
was your
8th. October 8th?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the day after we're gonna hang out with Rebecca and stuff.
oh,
Yeah.
what time are you guys hanging out? Because I still plan on going to work that day.
What, Rebecca?
But I work late, so
What
I
time?
just assumed
It'll probably be
like 7. I would assume.
Yeah,
8.
is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Gotcha.
Gives me a few hours to hang out.
A few hours. Yeah.
How'd I do? Did I sometimes like
you
I
did fine. Don't worry. You did good.
I don't know if I
It's all
interrupt
about
too much.
speaking your mind, bro.
Yeah. Just say what's on your mind. Talk about the movies honestly and genuinely. That's all we care about.
I love hearing perspectives on things.
Yeah.
But even movies that I don't like, I like reading like reviews and shit, and just like seeing how it connects with other people and how deeply something can connect with someone else, but doesn't have to connect with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love and that's how I said the other day with like I don't fully rate a movie until I talk about it here, because like Ali, like when we had these chats, Ali's definitely changed my mind on a bunch of movies, and
same here.
Yeah, so I'm always down to always hear someone else's perspective or view.
Yeah, it was good. I've been talking to like people on like Discord lately, so it's more of a natural setting now. Because like it just felt like I was just talking to like people like I normally do. Like I usually have like a group that I go to at the end of the day and just talk to them because I need people to talk to.
This is like my usual like form of communication now. Sitting here on FaceTime at my fucking desk. Whenever like in real life, I'm like, what the fuck do I say? It's so different now. My means of communication is FaceTime and texting. It's so annoying when someone's like, I like to text. I don't like to talk on the phone. I'm just like, well, that's probably gonna be the end of our friendship because I cannot like have a only text relationship with someone. It's like I'm talking to a fucking AI.
Yeah, I hate it. I
fuck that texting, bro.
Yeah, it's so fucking annoying.
I fucking like when I get a text, I like look at it, like have a response in my head, and then I'd be like, oh, let me go on Reddit real quick, and then I just forget to like text people back.
Yeah.
And I feel
texting is such a
I was texting. The way I see like texting is just like information passing. Like so like you're like, oh, where are you? I'm here. That's the end of like our conversation.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to have a conversation with you on texting. I was like, Manny, 8:30 fine? He just doesn't text me back. And then I have to call him. But that's
like I do that shit to everyone. Like Jake hit me up the day after we hung out, and he was like, "Oh, we gotta do that again, bro. When are you free?" I hit him up like the day after, and like I seen the text. I was on my phone, seen the text. I was like, "Oh, I'm free whenever." I just didn't reply back.
Yeah.
I was like, "Damn."
Did Jake hit you up about like doing this?
No,
Ali?
No,
because he was like, "What are you doing tomorrow?" I was like, "Oh, tomorrow morning." I was like, "Oh, I'm recording something with Ali for his podcast," and he was like, "Can I join?" I was like, "It's really not mine to say."
Oh, okay.
I was like,
I wouldn't mind him coming on. I just like having fun with other people. If he feels comfortable, I don't really know Jake that much. That's why I invited you.
I was like, I can't say. You have to ask him. It's like, I don't know how you guys interact with each other.
Yeah, it all depends on like this is like the first time we've ever done this, but it all depends on just like how natural it feels. If it feels like when me and Manny talk, it's like the same with whoever's on, and that's very dependent on our moods on the given day and whether we want to like do a guest episode or just like an us episode. But
yeah, anytime you guys want me on, I'm happy to join.
Yeah, when we talk about Last Temptation, I'll definitely like invite you because I need I'm gonna.
I have to. I haven't watched Last Temptation.
Oh,
if you think I have, so.
Oh, that'll be so good. We need to watch it soon. We'll watch it for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's funny.
That'd be a good episode.
It will be a good episode. It's
The Christmas episode.
Mhm.
I'm gonna look at the comments on like your YouTube channel and they'll be like, I don't like this new guy.
Don't worry. Barely anyone watches this. There's only like one person that I know consistently like watches these. That's like not a friend of ours. So, it's okay.
Dude, I would keep on doing it just for him.
That's
Like,
it. That's why I do it.
yeah.
That's why I do it.
Bro, I used to think of that shit too, Lewis. I was like, imagine this shit blew up,
Mhm.
and then like people were like, dude, that fucking Manny guy is fucking retarded. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I get scared of that as well. I get scared about like saying things.
You get
I'm so-
Manny off the fucking show.
some of the things that you say are very cancelable, and I have to like scrub through like the podcast, and I'll be like, all right, should Manny keep this thing that he says about like I'm like I'd be cutting like some stuff out, or I'd be like
That's
literally
funny.
bleeping parts. Like I'll have an entire sentence just be like because I'm just like I
Saving
can't.
my life.
Yeah, I didn't know how deep like I could go on this because like I was like, at least I'm not deaf. So like I didn't know that.
You can say whatever you want.
At least
You can say
I'm not deaf. All the like deaf viewers like reading the captions like, bro, get Lewis off the fucking show. Like,
That's funny. Yeah. The goal of this in the beginning, the initial idea was because I didn't really like tell Manny how the uploading went or like how to act a certain way on the thing. We basically just act like ourselves, and Manny just kind of says whatever he wants to say because no one really watches us. So like at least as of now, we don't really have any standards to meet, and we can just kind of do whatever we want, right? So
Yeah.
as long as anybody hops on here and just acts the way that they always act, then it's kind of all we ask.
In a year, Manny's gonna be on like TMZ. So how do you respond to these you had in your earlier video?
I'm like, how did you get this footage, bro?
Yeah, that's why I don't know if it's like very wise to like have anything outside of this bubble that we have, like because like I'll have like a YouTube channel, but I don't really like use my Twitter, and Manny has a Twitter, but Manny also doesn't like use it too much. So I think it's good. I don't really know what other social media Manny has, but I think it's good that like Manny is very segregated from this and like anybody who is involved in this to an extent. Like if this were to blow up, I don't think Manny would be like responding to comments and stuff. I think he would just still go on with his life and still do his thing, which is good. Because if you're like cancelable but you don't care, that's like the for sure strategy. Because people would be like, "Hey, fuck you," and you'd be like, "Bro, I'm not even here right now. I'm at home playing 2K."
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's the mentality.
2K Sports banned me from their games. They're like, yo, then that's the problem.
Yeah.
Only like, yeah, get this guy off our console.
Yeah. The only window people have into your life is this podcast and seeing like the 2 centimeters they can of like your room or your roof or some shit like that.
They wouldn't say that to his face with his 6+ ass.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god, I forgot how fucking tall you were, Manny. I was like, whoa. So tall.
Yeah. Being tall is sweet.
Yeah.
Did you laugh at the video I sent you earlier, Ellie?
Me? Yeah.
It was like
I
the
actually
VR.
did. No, I was laughing at the Tinder thing or whatever that was. That was, I don't know if that was funny. I was like, holy shit. That was good.
I'm glad you laughed at that.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Did you see the VR one though?
No, I didn't.
You should. It's like just an awkward conversation in VR.
Mhm.
It's very funny.
Yeah, I'll check that out. I don't want to hop
All right,
off.
boys.
All
I'm gonna
right,
head out.
you're gonna head out. All right, I'll see you later, Manny. Thank you so
You're
much.
the 8th, Manny. Thank you for the invite. I don't get
Alright.
invited
It was
places.
good talk. Always good talking to you guys. Oh, okay.
Yeah, same here.
But it's always good talking to you guys. See y'all later.
Yo,
Alright.
like
Gotcha.
gun license. I've been looking into it. There's a place in Brockton. So if you guys want to get
Oh,
a
yeah?
gun license.
Yeah.
All right. I gotta look into that.
Yeah.
I got to.
All right. See you.
Bye, boys.
All
See
right.
ya.
Deuces. Bye-bye.